Recently, social media went agog because of a statement made by Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo to the effect that the position that men are supposed to be the providers in a relationship is not scriptural but cultural, and a, an online person or someone who is referred to as a celebrity, as it were, decided to correct him, and people started throwing that scripture that he who does not take care of members of his household is has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel and all of that. I've said it before, but let me say it again. That scripture was not talking about men. To properly interpret any scriptural text, you need to read the pretext and the post text. That is the way to arrive at context. And you should also know that any text taken out of context leaves one with con. Spell context. If you remove a text out of context, you are left with con. What is con? 419. So read the whole of that chapter. You see that it is talking about caring for widows. Yes, and it is not only men that have widows in their extended family. It's not only men that have needy people in their extended family. Women have needy people too in their extended family. And he's saying, everyone, take care of people in your household. So it's not about men. And you should understand too that sometimes in scripture, the male pronoun is used in a generic sense. So when the scripture says, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Does it mean women cannot lose their soul if they pursue materialism at the expense of salvation? Does it mean women cannot lose their soul? Does it mean they are excluded from that scripture? But the pronoun used there was he. Even the word used there was man. But it wasn't talking about male. Sometimes in scripture, man is not male. Man is human, as it were. That's why it is called human. Is it called human? So we should stop being petty about certain things just to suit us. Then, secondly speaking, you see, the Bible originally, when man was created, God said, I will make him a help, meet for him. That's a help suitable. So the woman is the man's helper by design. So if we want to even be petty about scriptural interpretation, between a helper and a helpee, permit me to call it helpee this time around, between a helper and a helpee, who gives to the other? Is it not the helper that gives to the helpee? Is it not the helper that provides for the helpee? Which is why he is called helper. So if the woman was created as a helper to the man, why are women of this generation consistently putting men under unnecessary pressure? Why? Moreover, that scripture is not saying he who cannot provide. It's saying he who does not. Does not is not the same thing as cannot.